Welcome to Martha Runs the World, a podcast with a new take on running, fitness, and all things health-oriented. I'm Martha Hughes, your host, and each week I present a new topic that is of interest to all runners. Hi, and welcome to episode 343 of Martha Runs the World. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I truly appreciate it. I always appreciate it each and every week. This week, I'm going to talk about some uncomfortable truths. Many of these I've covered in separate episodes, and there'll be some new ones as well. And I thought I'd put it all together in one episode. Now, please note that this is just my opinion. If your opinion on some of these differs than mine, that's awesome. Differing opinions is how we learn. And if you want to respond to me, my email address is martharunstheworld@gmail.com. I will never say mine is the only way, even though many others in running say theirs is the only way, especially when it comes true to the radical diet culture. Yes, many people in the radical diet culture say theirs is the only way to eat. It's true. Okay, all right, let's get started here. Also, when it comes to opinions, they do change. That's the nature of opinions. I've changed mine over the years many times, and I will probably change them again. Life is not a straight road. It's a rocky, windy trail. Proceed with caution, but never turn back. Keep going. And most of all, this is not meant to be a super serious episode or super serial. Some of the topics are serious, but it's also fun. So let's have fun. So let's get started here. You get out what you put into running. And that's very simple. If you train hard, if you work hard, your race will probably turn out pretty good. So if you train to be a better runner, you probably will be a better runner. If you don't put much effort into it, you're probably going to suffer in your race. Train your race. What that means is that if you're doing a hilly mountain race, you better train for that hilly mountain race. If you don't have any hills or mountains in your area, then you can go to the gym or find some stairs in your area and practice on stairs, or find a freeway overpass and go over that 100 times. But you have to find something to replicate a mountain run. You have to find something to help you get over that mountain. If you only practice on flats, you're going to suffer. Rest days are important. Rest days are really important. A lot of people do the streaking and they run every day. And that may work for some people. I think for a few people that works. For many people, it doesn't work. I know for me, it doesn't work. I can't do that. I need rest days. And that doesn't mean that you're going to just be a couch potato all day. You may take a leisurely walk or do some other things, but resting from running is truly important. Recovery, like rest days, is also important. Recovery means that if you do your long run one day, the next day go on a recovery run. Half the distance is what they usually say, or smaller distance. Recovery runs are hard. Sometimes they're harder than the long run because you're running on tired legs, and that is very important as well. Not getting a DNF isn't anything to brag about. I see people post, I've done 100 races and I've never gotten a DNF. Well, maybe you're not pushing yourself hard enough. A DNF is something, if you get too many DNFs, that's a sign that you are pushing yourself too hard and maybe you should dial back. That is also something to look for and to figure it out. But if you've never gotten a DNF, maybe you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Maybe you're not trying something new when you should try something new. But don't brag about never getting a DNF. DNFs are there to teach you what you're doing wrong and to help you get to the next level. If I get a DNF, and I've gotten a few, they help me figure out what's going on so I can achieve another level. No one's perfect, and you have to learn from it. You never learn from success. You only learn from failures, and there's nothing wrong with failure. Just don't repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Strength training is important, especially as we get older. Don't skip getting some strength training in. You can do it at home with your body weight. You can invest in some dumbbells. Those bands, those elastic bands work really well. Or you can get a gym membership and do it there. Whatever you do not skip strength training. Now, on the other end, overtraining can really hurt. If you do too much and never take a break, that can really hurt too. And remember, I've done episodes on all this stuff. Now, here's a controversial one. Stop following fad diets. Eat carbs already. I keep seeing these people who they skip carbs and then they wonder why their running is suffering. Well, guess what? You need carbs. You really do need carbs. I'm not saying go out and eat a bag of candy. I'm saying don't skip the fruit. Don't skip the healthy carbs that of whole grains. Don't skip this stuff. These are healthy calories that runners need. Virtual races are a good way to get time training in with a little incentive as well. I used to not. Now this is something that I used to think differently of, and I've changed my opinion, especially after COVID. I used to hate virtual races, and I would never ever think of doing them. And of course, when COVID came and all the races were canceled, I started doing them. Well, now I look at virtual races as kind of a cool way to get a training race in, quote unquote, and you get a medal as well. And you can also pay a little extra and get one of those that has a t-shirt. And some of them are really cool. I think there's one now for an Aussie one, and all the benefits go to charities. And that's pretty cool. I think that's great. A charity gets money, you get a cool t-shirt and a medal, and you can get a timed race in that can help you with your upcoming race. I don't see a downside in that at all. I think that's pretty cool. If you run, you're a runner. That's it. Nothing else. You'll get these snobs, especially in ultra running. There are a lot of ultra running snobs, let me tell you. The culture is usually really, really friendly, but there are a few, and they're usually young guys. Let's just put it out there. They're usually young guys who think they're stud muffins, and they're snobs. That's usually how it is. Once they get older and settle down, then they'll stop being that way. But when they're young and they think they're on top of the world, they're going to put you down if you're not a certain type of runner. That's just how it is. Don't pay attention to them. No one else does. If you're injured, get help. Don't try to run through an injury. Just get help. Go to an orthopedist if that's the type of injury it is, and they'll send you to a physical therapist, and you can get help with that and eventually get back on the road. Don't try to run through an injury. An injury is going to take time. It just will. I saw this on a TV show, and I felt it deserved being said here. Ignoring injuries doesn't really fix them. So keep that in mind. If you ignore your injury, it's not going to heal itself, usually. Stop falling for all the shoe trends. Shoe companies most likely just want you to spend the most money you can. All those really fancy $300 shoes, they're probably not going to help you unless you're an elite runner anyway. So don't fall for it. And they're really ugly too. Why is it that all those really expensive shoes are really, really hideous looking? I don't know. I guess the more expensive a shoe is, running shoe anyway, the more god-awful ugly they are. If you can't get your full run in, a mini run will be better than no run at all. So get that in. If you can't get your long run, if you got a 20-mile run this weekend, maybe put it off until next week, and until then, do a 5-mile. It'll be better than nothing. You will lose your fitness faster than you will gain it. That's a sad fact of life. If you skip too many runs, you're going to lose your fitness way faster. So keep that in mind if you start skipping runs. And if you have to start over after an injury, just be patient. It's worth it. It'll come back to you. It will take time, but you'll be back on the road or trail before you know it. Being aware of your surroundings is the best protection that you can have. Awareness is the best thing to keep you safe. Know the running rules of the road. I've done episodes on this as well. Know it. Know that you run against traffic. Yes, you do. Always take your ID. If it's dark, wear a headlamp and reflective gear and clothing. No one in San Francisco does any of this. I talked to a coworker at work. Okay, she's very young, very naive, and she just looked at me with deer in headlights. I should take my ID with me? Yes, you should. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, hurts my head. Always take your ID with you on that note. Always, always, always take your ID with you. If nothing else, take your ID, please. It's not that hard. Just stick it in. Even shorts, even leggings with no pockets usually have that little bitty pocket in the back. Put your ID in it. And buy shorts and leggings with pockets, ladies. Come on. How many times do I have to push that? Stop buying those leggings just because they're cute that have no pockets. If you only bought leggings and shorts with pockets, every leggings and short company would start making them with pockets than without. They would stop making those silly things without pockets because we would stop buying them, right? Am I right here? Yes, I am. Don't sacrifice yourself for a race. Don't try to finish a race if finishing means you wind up in the hospital. That's not being heroic. That's not listening to your body. So listen to your body. Learn to understand your body's signals. If your body's telling you that you are severely hydrated, learn to listen to your body before you get to that state. Get yourself hydrated before you get dehydrated, because once your body tells you you're severely dehydrated, it's almost too late. So just learn to listen to the little signals that your body sends. Repetitions become habits. The more you stick to a regular running schedule, the more likely you'll go on your runs. The more times you flake out on your runs, the easier it gets not to run. If you feel sick, don't run. Take care of yourself. So stick to your schedule, but if you feel sick, it's okay to take a few runs off. Sometimes in life, things will come up when getting a run in is impossible. Don't sweat it. You'll get back into it in no time. So stick to your running schedule, but if you're sick, it's okay. Bring hydration and nutrition with you, even if you think you don't need it, because you never know. You might get lost. You might have an injury and not be able to get back in time. You may need this, so bring it with you. Let someone know where you're running before you go. And I'm terrible about this because I live alone, so I don't have anyone to tell. So I got to be better about this. Your running will change as you get older, and this is a sad fact of life. You may get slower. You may not want to do the same runs as you get older. You may get faster. I don't know. If you're a newer runner, your runs may get faster. I don't know, but it will change. Some things will change. Your whole body may hurt. This happens. It happens. Stop comparing yourself to your younger self. It's different now. Stop trying to lose weight when you're training for a race. No. It's not going to happen. You have to lose weight before you start training or after your race. But you cannot lose weight when you're repping up the miles. It doesn't work. Now, the next one is a very sad fact of life. Not everyone in your life is going to support your running, especially if you started running while you're in a relationship and you started improving maybe your lifestyle, you started losing weight while you're in this relationship, you may not get the support you think you should. When this happened to me, I was in a relationship for a long time, and my partner was not very happy with me. And when I started running and losing weight and getting healthier, he didn't like it much. I mean, he had to put up with it. Sorry, that's just how it goes. But I didn't get the support I wanted. And, well, wound up we weren't together for long after that because I felt like I was fighting him the whole time. And, well, sorry, it's just how it goes. Rather be by myself than someone battling me every time I want to go for a race or a run. That little bitty rock in the middle of the trail is the one you'll trip over. Ask me how I know. It's true. It's so true. You could go without, but wear underwear. You may not have any digestion or any stomach problems so far, but the two key words are so far. There may be a day when you do, and that extra little bit of protection may help you. Let me tell you that. So you have to prepare for things that may happen. Maybe they haven't happened yet. Maybe they never will happen, but they usually do happen to each and every one of us. So you want to be prepared for that. And a lot of young folks say, oh, that's never happened to me. It's never going to happen. I'll be fine. Well, just give it a few years. You may not be fine. Yeah, us older runners are laughing at you. Yeah, sorry, we are. We know better. Yes, we do. You won't always feel better after a run, but you'll never know unless you go out and try. Some runs are going to suck. That saying that says you'll always feel better after a run, nah, you won't. You won't always feel better. That's a lie. That is a myth. Sometimes you'll get hurt during a run. You're certainly not going to feel better after a run. Sometimes you'll fall and break something. Nah, you're not going to feel better. But most of the time you will. I would say, 9 out of 10 times you will. And you will never know unless you get out there and go for it. So get out there and go for it. You're going to spend a lot more money than you thought you would. Running is not a cheap sport. That is also a myth. You will spend a lot more money, but you will have fun spending that money. Yes, running is a fun sport to spend money on. Not all runs should be serious. Have some fun with your runs. Go someplace really fun and don't worry about your time. Stop and take a ton of pictures and just have a blast. Some runs should be just for fun. Save it. Save some runs just for that time where you want to just relax, maybe walk a lot, and just not worry about things. Some runs need to be for your mental health only. I disagree with the saying, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Sometimes we do suffer. I will say this, continuing to suffer is optional. Yes, when we're injured, we'll suffer. It's painful and it's heartbreaking sometimes, but we don't have to continue to suffer. We can let go of that after a while. We can move on. Once we get it, like if we get severely injured, we break an arm or leg or something, we're gonna suffer for a little bit. But once we get past that personal pity party, we get over that, and then we can move on to our next goal, which is healing ourselves and getting ourselves better and getting into physical therapy and moving forward and getting back into running. We can look towards a goal in the future. So suffering, yeah, it's part of injuries and sometimes part of life, but you don't have to wallow in it and continue with it. You have to move past it. Many times we will be running alone. Our loved ones will not share our pain, nor will they understand our greatest joys. It's just how it is. And this is even for our families who support us and are there for us and cheer with us at the finish line. They're there for us there, but they won't be with us every step of the way. They won't be with us throughout all of our training. We're going to be out there by ourselves. They won't understand a lot of it. Even if you have a running partner, you're not going to have a running partner 100% of the time, or most of us don't anyway. Running is an individual sport. It's a solo sport. You're going to be out there by yourself. You're going to be out there with the voices in your head. So maybe you won't be by yourself, but you will be out there spending a lot of time, and you will understand the pain of some runs and maybe the accomplishments and joys of other runs. I get the most joy in training, not necessarily a race. And I get a lot of the pain in training, not necessarily races. You're going to make friends for life. This is one of the most wonderful things in the world. That's what running does. It brings us together with people of like mind, and we make friends. We may see them at different races a couple times, and boom, we're friends with them for life. That is a wonderful thing about running. You're going to find a new self-confidence that maybe you never had before. I was reading in one of the running groups I'm in, and this is such a great group. I'm not going to give the name, but it's a running group I'm in Facebook. One of the runners, she's a new runner, and she said, I always thought I was a waddler, that I just shuffled along, and all of a sudden this morning at this race, I got a PR that I never thought I would get before. I am so excited and happy. That's what running does. It gives us the self-confidence that we can do things we never thought we could ever. That's what a run does, and that's what running does. Maybe we're not ever going to climb a mountain. Maybe we're not ever going to even swim across in the ocean. Maybe we're never going to do anything crazy, but we can run. We can go out there and run 3 miles or run a trail race or something. We can do this. We can accomplish this. And that's what makes it so amazing. You'll have a whole new wardrobe to show off. Race shirts. And I always wear my race shirts. Some people don't like race shirts and never wear them, and they don't even take them at the end of the race, or they give them away. I don't know. I love my race shirts. I wear my race shirts all the time. When I got running, I'm wearing a race shirt from a past race. I love them very, very much. Unless they're something that I don't particularly like, or unless it's a color that I'm not fond of, maybe pink. I don't wear pink. But maybe if it's not pink, I'm going to wear it. I love my race shirts. Your life will never be the same. Once you start running, you change, I will say metamorphosize as a person. You're different. You carry yourself differently as a runner. And it's glorious to see. It's wonderful to see this change in people, especially when they start running at an older age. I think that's so awesome. You may have a revelation about life that you never had before. This is the best news that I can think of. You will never see things that in the same light again. And isn't that great? That's what running does. That's why we love it so much, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. I do very much. Sorry, talking away from the mic there. Can't do that, Martha. All right, so that is all the different things, some uncomfortable and some comfortable truths, actually. I wanted to end it on a high note there. So how's your running going? Mine is going really well. I'm doing shorter distances, but I'm focusing more on running and my form and my steps and trying to be a better runner, which in some ways is harder than doing long distances, because the long distances are harder to push yourself, but there's a lot more walking involved and a lot more just going slower. And this time I'm trying to not necessarily go faster, but trying to run more in more of the training runs that I do. And that is a little harder. I wake up a little more sore in the morning, and it's okay. Like yesterday, I went out for a 5-mile trail run in the Presidio, and boy, it was really good. And I woke up this morning and said, okay, I can feel that. I also lost 3 pounds last week, so that is good too. So woohoo, that's coming down. All right, so that is it for this week. And everything will be on the website, MarthaRunsTheWorld.com. If you want to email me and you have any disagreements or anything you want to add to this list, you can at MarthaRunsTheWorld@gmail.com. And until next week, let's tie up our shoelaces and go for a run.